morning, class. How are you this spectacular morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you happen to be watching this? I am making this video to teach you about the Multimedia Presentation Rubric. Alright? This is awesome. This is so that you can pause my lecture, you can fast forward my lecture, you can rewind my lecture. The power is yours. You have the control here. So the first section I want to talk to you guys about is focus. What is the point of this presentation? This presentation is to teach you about this rubric. So 4 points. The presentation had a clear and consistent focus. So the presentation started talking about one thing and ended talking about one thing. And in between, talked about all the parts of that particular thing. 0 points. I have absolutely no idea what this person was talking about. So if you don't know what the presentation is about, then it's going to be a 0. Anything that falls in between that will get their respective numbers. The next thing, organization. Are the slides/scenes presented in an order that makes logical sense? This should also be pretty clear. If I start at the beginning of this rubric, and then I jump to the end, and jump back, and then jump back, it's very confusing. It doesn't really make sense. It'd be difficult for you guys to follow. So, for a 5 or for a 4, at every point in the presentation, I knew exactly where the presenter was, and where they had been, and I had a sense of where things were going. So, you know what I've done, what I'm doing, and where I'm going to go. Very simple. And 0. I was lost during most of the presentation. Few, if any, of the slides seem logical when presented. I hope none of you get a 0, because that would be quite a jumbled mess to get a 0 on organization. Next page. Support and elaboration. Is there enough supporting information or arguments in the presentation to make the main point effective? Were any of the slides irrelevant to the presentation's focus? So, God willing, on this one, you guys are very clear about your evidence. This is all of your support. So this is proving your main idea. So for this presentation, my support and evidence is going to be going through each and every single one of these. Now, a 4, there was plenty of supporting information, evidence, images, etc. to make the presenter's point. I am thoroughly convinced. So, you believe what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying, and it was clearly demonstrated. Number 0. The presenter gave virtually no evidence at all for his or her argument. And what was with that clip art? Next one. Style. With respect to a multimedia presentation, style refers both to the style of the writing and the appearance of the slides. So, are there slides in this presentation? No, there's not slides in this presentation. It's just me and a piece of paper. So, the style on this may be limited, maybe lower. Let's see. Let's see what a number 4 is. Let's see what top grades are. Also, do not get lost in numerous slides, animations, and other things. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it clear. 4 points. The text and visual design were clear, interesting, and appropriate to the purpose and audience of the presentation. So, was everything the right amount? Did the person have just the right amount of designs? Was it interesting? And was it appropriate to the audience? Appropriate to the audience. Okay? So, please don't have a children's cartoon for your presentation. We don't want that. That's terrible. Hey, Mr. Levy, how are you? 0 points. Colors, fonts, and layouts seemed almost random. The design was confusing and made it difficult to understand. So, this is possible. I have seen and given zeros. Watch out for this. Make sure your colors make sense. They're not crazy, and you're choosing the right one. Think logically. Keep it simple. Conventions. Conventions. For a multimedia presentation, this includes the conventions of writing, grammar, spelling, layout of the slides, legibility, and timing. Was the text free of errors in grammar? Yada, yada, yada. This should be pretty clear to you. So, are there errors? Are there grammar errors? That's what you're saying very clear. The presentation was easy to read. Text was free of errors. Hopefully, this presentation was free of errors. What does a zero? What is a zero? The suspense is killing me. A zero is problems with grammar, spelling, usage, layout, and font choices make this presentation nearly incomprehensible. What does incomprehensible mean? Means you can't understand it. Don't make it so that you can't understand it. That's terrible. Is this last one? Yeah, last one. Presentation skills. Did the presenter rely on the text on the screen? Or did he or she clearly understand and communicate information and ideas a couple of levels deeper than mere bullet points? This is deeper level. This is this is knowing your information and being able to communicate it on a deep and educated level. This is where a lot of students miss points. They do not prepare their presentation before. They just get up and then read the slides. You will lose lots of points if you do that. Okay? A 4, the presenter gave a clear, thorough, convincing presentation apart from the PowerPoint. Now, I want to make it very clear. This presentation, this multimedia presentation, does not have to be a PowerPoint. You can make a video. You can make an interpretive dance with music and visuals, as long as you are very clear about your message and we, the audience, can understand it. This will be the rubric that you're being graded on, so make sure everything that you do is found in this rubric, applies to this rubric. Okay? 0 points. The presenter merely read the bullet points on the screen, then referred back to them in response to questions. It seemed almost as though he or she had never seen the PowerPoint before today. So, this rubric covers all the points that I'm going to be grading you on. First is focus, then organization, support and elaboration, style, conventions, and presentation skills. Now, there is also a little activity to go with this video, and you will be given a couple multimedia presentations, which you will then grade using this rubric. Alright, these are in your email, these presentations that you want to grade. If you would like to grade this presentation, absolutely, you can grade this presentation. Let me know how I did, where I made mistakes, the problems that I had, ways I could have improved. But use this. Alright, use this as your main guide. Have a wonderful day, have fun, be safe.